Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the mid-season review, and we're going to talk about it right after this. Hi, my name is Mark.
And I'm RJ. And today we're going to take a look at the league. It's the halfway point and do an overview, just a brief look at the standings and some of the player notes of
Right,
what's
and
been
the-
going on halfway.
And the surprise is both good and bad. Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
going to cross a couple of teams off, too.
Yeah.
Tell them
So-
their season's over.
Yeah, pretty much. So we're going to start out west. And the big story out west right now is like we have three Canadian teams that are in the dead three bottom positions.
Yeah,
We have Calgary, Vancouver, and Winnipeg, respectively, covering off 30, 31, 32.
I would say that they're pretty much, I would cross them off. I don't think they're going to make it to the wild card.
No.
Winnipeg, Winnipeg's got the potential, having finished first last year, but I would call those. We're going to do locks, surprises, and cross-offs, but we're going to the cross-offs first. There,
Yeah.
those are because they're Canadian teams. Wanted to talk about that, so
Yeah.
I crossed them off.
I would say if they're in the Eastern Conference, they might have a chance because Calgary is at 40 points, and I believe what's the wild card right now is at
No,
50
I
in the
think
East.
they'd be in worse shape in the
Yeah,
West,
probably
or the
in
East.
the
They'd be
absolutely.
Calgary would be 9 or 10 points out.
Yeah, but if
So-
we're looking at the points wise, they're like 10. They're 10 points away from an
What's
Eastern.
eighth place
wild
in
card.
points in the West? The Leafs would be a wild card team.
Yeah, they would be actually right
It's
now.
a reverse
the,
market.
it's-
The East is easier,
Yeah.
harder to make the playoffs.
right
in
now
the East.
eighth
Those are
is 50
cross-offs.
right now. Yeah,
Sadly, the Canadian teams we've got 3 cross-offs in the West.
Yeah.
But the story of the league, the number one team, we'll start with the West because
Yeah.
the best team in the league is Colorado.
they're on fire.
They're on fire. They only lost one game by going into December 1st.
Yeah.
And the last time that happened was 1979-80 season, Philadelphia Flyers, who set a streak record for most wins in a row or something. But
Yeah.
Colorado, and they're plus 76 right now.
Yeah, a record of 32, 4, and 7.
Yeah, they're really playing well. They've got great forwards, probably the best forward in the game right now, the best defenseman, and the two goalies, the Woods. Blackwood and Wedgwood are both giving them like 915 save percentage goaltending. They both were brought in this year. Good pickups by the management there. So Colorado,
Definitely cup contender. Definitely cup favorite.
I'm
right
putting
now.
them as in a league on their own, above everybody.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, the next team below them. Let me just take that up real quick.
Dallas and Minnesota.
In points, Dallas is 11 points behind at 60
Yeah,
points.
so that shows you how good Colorado is. But I've got Dallas and Minnesota as locks to make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
And then so those 3 teams are locks. And after that, you got Vegas, Edmonton's teams like that. I think I want to call them locks too, but you never know if things could fall apart.
Yeah.
And then actually out east or out west, the surprise teams, they're not really doing all that well right now. They've kind of fallen off. Chicago's fallen off. Anaheim's in a 6-game losing streak. Joel Quenneville had them really going at one point. And San Jose. So those 3 teams, while they may fall out of the wild card, Chicago definitely is looking pretty weak right now because they lost Bedard, obviously. I would say though all 3 teams have very bright futures, and their fans should be pretty happy with what maybe this year's not going to end up well, but it's a bright future ahead for all 3.
Right. But are you surprised that Edmonton right now is not, like, considering where they ended the season last year, are you surprised where they're sitting right now?
Well, actually, the last 2 years they've made the final. They've had terrible falls. I mean, 2 years ago they had to fire the coach in December. So they've always been a very terrible first half team, a very slow starter.
They're second in the Pacific.
I think you'll see them do what they do every year. They're going to be there, and they're going to and then look out for them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
McDavid's going to be on a mission. He signed that 2-year deal. He's put the team on the clock, so I would think Edmonton.
Do you think McDavid regrets his signing if Edmonton doesn't make the playoffs this year?
Well, yeah, you will regret the signing if they don't make the playoffs.
You think he should have signed with Montreal? You think
he's
he
committed to the 2 years, and
think
and I've got the rumors out there that he's going to stay with Edmonton no matter what.
I think he might be eyeballing this beautiful crest over here for.
He's gonna. He won't. The only time he'll go to Montreal twice a year with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah,
or 3 or
well,
whatever.
he should probably look over the fence right now and looking. Wow, look what they're doing in Montreal. My God, I wish my team would do that.
Anyway, let's go over to the without the fantasy talk over there. Let's go over to the East, and in the East,
this isn't a fantasy hockey league.
It pains me to say because about a week or two ago, when I started thinking about halfway, I go, I'm going to have Tampa and Carolina up there as locks, and Detroit and Montreal as maybes. But the way they're playing right now, I'm going to put all 4 teams as locks. I think those 4 teams can lock it in. They're going to make the playoffs. I'll be very surprised if any of those 4 drop out. Now, Tampa started slow, but what I noticed was even in middle of October, when they were I think in like 10th place or whatever, they were always really high, had a high plus, and they're leading the conference in plus. I think they're 36 or something like that. Top team in the East for plus minus. And that's a big indicator. To me, you can throw all the metrics out and just look at the plus minus, and it'll probably reflect in what the point.
They're on an 8-game winning streak right now.
Yeah, I like Tampa right now as the team to beat, and Carolina is always Carolina. And then you got these 2 upstarts, Montreal and Detroit. So those are your teams there.
Yeah, and if you told me at the beginning of the season that Montreal would be second in the conference and Detroit would be third right behind them at the beginning of the season, I would have been like, I wish, but I wouldn't have believed it.
But in the East has been, as we know, an incredible logjam. And I believe
that's the story of the East.
That's the story of the East right there, the logjam. Yeah. But I would go with, I would say Crossoffs. Sadly, the Columbus Blue Jackets, they're going to have to get hot. And I remember they're a streaky team. The last couple of years they put together. Last year they put a big.
Last
charge.
year they
put a charge together at one point. So. Yeah. I'm going to cross them off for now, but I'm kind of wincing about doing that because the East is so logjammed. Again, they'll face the same. What I always talk about with the Leafs when the Leafs were struggling, you get 8-9 points behind with so many teams in front with these 3-point games.
Yeah.
Even if Columbus goes on a 10-game winning streak, where are they going to be?
Even sadder right now is Ottawa, though, right?
Well, that was the next topic: the disappointing teams. And I'm going to go with New Jersey should be higher up after last year. They've had some injuries, and Jack Hughes got injured at a team party, for God's sakes. I wish I was at that team party. It must have been pretty crazy.
Flying off chandeliers.
New Jersey is hurting and disappointing, and Ottawa is really underperforming. I thought Ottawa would have the Montreal spot, actually. I thought Ottawa would be there with Montreal competing for second and third in the East.
They've been plagued with injuries as well.
Yeah. And Brady Tkachuk's not been playing as well as he should for whatever reason. So those are the disappointing teams. Now you're going to think, as a negative Nelly here, I'm always going on about the Leafs. I'm going to say they're not a disappointing team. I've acted like they're a disappointing team, but I really drilled in and I said to myself, ask yourselves this question, folks, as a Leaf fan. If I came to you in September and I said, Mitch Marner, we all know he's gone, okay. And then I said to you, Chris Tanem's only going to play 11 games. Carlo's going to be out. Their defense is so depleted that they got this guy Phil Myers and I can't even remember the other guy's name.
Nylander was out for a bit.
And we're talking about the defense right now.
Oh, defense, okay.
And they had to go to Edmonton. I said, well, they'll fix their defense by bringing in the 8th best defenseman at Edmonton, who happened to go on waivers, one of the worst defensive teams in the league. So all that's taking place on defense. Then if I said, the goaltenders, Stolarz is going to start the year, but he's going to be a sieve. He's going to be like an .875 percentage. Joseph Wall's going to be away on a family matter, and Hildeby's going to have to hold down the number 1 spot. Then Stolarz is gone. He doesn't even have a renaissance. He's just gone. Wall even goes out again for a few games. Then you got to go to the Islanders missing. Matthews is playing first half of the season, first 30 games like he's asleep. If I said all that to you in September, I would say, okay, where do you think the Leafs are going to be? And you would have to say, boy, they are going to be battling for a wild card, and here we are, 2 points out of a wild card. Mm-hmm. So as disappointing as the season has been, let's take a look at the facts of
getting better.
To be fair to them, they've had a lot of unfortunate injuries, and maybe they're really turning around, and they're playing with a very depleted lineup and in an 8-game point streak right now. So things are looking up for the Leafs. I'm not going to put them in the disappointing category, and nor am I going to say that they're a playoff team yet. I mean, the wheels could come back off again very quickly. They've had actually one positive that they didn't capitalize on. They've played a lot of home games, and they've had a lot of games against sub 500 teams. Teams that didn't make the playoffs last year. Now they're getting in, like next week, they got 2 Vegas games. They got 2 Colorado games. They got Edmonton.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of tough games coming up in a compressed schedule. So let's not say they're a playoff team yet. But I'm not going to say they're disappointing. I'm going to say they're a team that's had a lot of tough breaks. Anyway, that's it for the teams. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the new. Or did you? Yeah. What we want to say? State of the Union in Montreal. Halfway.
Well, yeah, exactly. So if
that's
you
right, you're on this podcast.
If you would have asked me at the beginning of the season, say who do you predict would have been out on injuries by mid-season, I'd have told you exactly the same people that are right now in injuries, the guys that are prone to injuries, which is Doc, Line. Those are the two. Like, you know, if I'm surprised they lasted as long as they did.
Yeah, Doc and those two guys are made of glass. Yeah. They've got a bad career.
Yeah. So I don't know how much longer these. Well, I could maybe see Line hanging up his skates pretty soon if his health doesn't get any better. But Doc, I mean, it's just one bad break after another.
He's had a bad time.
Yeah.
He was on that terrible Chicago team to start off his career that didn't go well for him.
Right, which is a topic we brought up before with the injuries in Montreal. Is these people coming back right now? I mean, what are we going to do with these people coming back? So if these depth players that are worth quite a few $1 million, are we going to put these guys back on the bench and play them when the machine is well oiled and gelling right now? So it's a big debate right now what we should do with these guys coming in. Obviously, it's great to get Line a slap shot if it's if he's on, if he's great. Doc, if he's playing his best, he would be great. Evans, what's the other one? Defenseman. Why is his name not coming to my brain?
Don't
right
look
now?
at me. Anyways, I'm looking after the blue team.
So if everybody comes back, it'd be great to have that talent.
Producer Neil can help you out.
But I'm one of those guys. I'm like, if the wheel ain't broke, don't fix it, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Play them until they die, and then bring in those guys. Anyways, but I certainly wasn't expecting Montreal to be where they are today at the beginning of the season. I was hoping, like the rhetoric was going on in Montreal, I hoped that they would be in the mix. Certainly.
Well, they're in the mix.
I was hoping that they would be.
I just made them a lock.
Yeah, I was hoping they were going to be a playoff team, which they are. So now it's like no doubt about it. Like we were doubting it at the beginning of the season. Now we're pretty much we're sure. Like a lot of things would have to go wrong in Montreal right now for them not to make the playoffs.
And the last thing we wanted to just touch on was some of the player news. Obviously, every year it's annual. McKinnon and McDavid are fighting it out for the scoring race and the Hart Trophy. I'm right now. I have to say McKinnon. Given that Colorado how well they are, you got to give the Hart Trophy to McKinnon. Yeah. But those guys are fighting it out. And then you've got what's interesting is these are two players. McKinnon's like 31. And McDavid's like 29. And the next wave has now come up. It's clear that the two guys that are come up and replace them are Macklin Celebrini in San Jose, and Connor Bedard in Chicago. They're right there, beautiful hockey players. And Celebrini's still in the race. Bedard's been hurt. Celebrini's still in the race. And then the other interesting thing, Makar, he's got to step it up. He's average right now. He's on point for about a 94-point season. There's only been 100-point player, Erik Karlsson, about 4 or 5 years ago in the last 35 years. Brian Leetch being the one back in the early 90s. So it would be quite a news event if Makar could step it up a little and get up to 100 points. And then lastly, the rookie race.
Certainly, the rookie race is a big topic.
You want to talk about Demidov,
especially in Montreal. Well, we've got two right now that are running for the rookie Calder Cup. But we've got Demidov, who's leading all of them in points, and then we got Kapanen, who
he's playing well.
After last night is now leading all rookies in scoring. So are you going to tell me that was his name Sheffer is going to be number one? He's third and fourth in all the stats. Yeah, Schaefer.
Craig Sheffer, the actor in. Anyway, I don't know whatever happened to Craig Sheffer. Matt Schaefer turned 18 in September and is playing like a 28-year-old. And according to one hockey writer I pointed out the other day, says he's the greatest 18-year-old defenseman in the history of the NHL. Yeah. So, if there's American hockey writers out there who do the voting, that tells you right there. Matt
Yeah.
Schaefer's going to win.
No,
Matt Schaefer's going to win the Calder.
But he just doesn't have the stats to back him up. He's playing 10 minutes more than Demidov is, and he's got much.
He's a defenseman. They play more than the forwards. Number 1, number 2. He's got this. He's got like 9 goals, and he's a plus player.
Yeah.
He's anchoring the power play for the Islanders.
He doesn't have anywhere near the points. And
Demidov's not going to win.
Demidov is doing more with less time on the ice.
Well, that's just what forwards do. Matt Schaefer is going to win the Calder Trophy. If that's the Colorado lock, he's up there with the Colorado lock. Matt Schaefer's winning the Calder Trophy.
I don't think so.
He's also going to win about 4 Norrises in his career.
It would be really hard to justify that.
I can't wait to come back here in 10 years and tell you. Hey, look, Schaefer won 4 in his 4th Norris.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, maybe the Norris, but I don't think he'll get.
I like Demidov. He's a hell of a hockey player. Great passer.
Yeah.
Should shoot more.
No, I think Kapanen's even got Schaefer on.
Craig
points.
Scheffer again.
Yeah, Schaefer.
Matt Schaefer is going to win the Calder.
Yeah.
Colorado's
good defenseman. I like him, but he's definitely not up there.
And Leaf fans, I know, and I'm as hard as anyone on them, but they bug me. It's hard to watch some of those games, but boy, I'm starting to think this is where this team should be, and so they're poised now to go forward and have hopefully a better second half.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that's our review for the season so far at the midway point. Tell us what you think down in the comments. If you agree with us, if you think we're full of crap, let us know. Let us know what who you think should be the Rookie of the Year in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.